It's the International Soccer Preview. We are Soccerphiles Canada. Welcome to Series 31, looking at the players of the 2025 African Cup. This episode is looking at the players of Sudan. Part 1, the candidates. Here we go! In Section 3, we want to welcome new listeners because we are releasing this as a short version of Part 1 of Sudan's players. In the full version, we were introduced to the candidates and their likelihood of making the squad. We also gave some reasons for why we put them at the level we did and gave some career information on the main players. So if you want those details, I recommend the full version. But here, when we do the review, what we're doing is just looking at players' likelihood of making the squad. We're not predicting who the starters are going to be. We're going to do that in Part 2 in a couple of weeks or a little while later. Okay, let's look at the situation. So some drama in 2021 that was quite interesting. Out of that drama came James Kwesi Appiah, a Ghanaian manager for the team, and he's done well with them, so we don't expect any abrupt changes before the tournament like last time. For goalkeepers, we have no definite or likely candidate. Oh, I should just add, though, with manager James Kwesi, it's almost as if a new manager did come in because he made a lot of changes in the last 2 games, I would say. So a lot of players who had been playing over the whole period from the beginning of 2024 suddenly not called up or benched or changed in the last 2 games. So that is a bit worrying overall. And that's part of the reason we have 5 possible candidates for goalkeepers, 2 of them playing most of the games over the period and then 2 of them kind of coming in at the end. Okay, that's as much as I'll say about that, but it's true of quite a few positions. The possible candidates then are Munged El Nil, Muhammad Abuja, Muhammad Mustafa, Ali Abu Eshrain, and Abdallah Adam. If you're looking at the YouTube, the colors mean black means they've been through a tournament, gray script means they haven't been through a tournament, and an orange script means they're new to the squad over the last couple of years. We're not going to talk about players at the possible but unlikely level or below, but their names are on the screen if you're interested. Let's go to defenders. For central defenders, here again, no definite candidate, but we do have 3 likely candidates, Mohamed Uring, Mustafa Karshoum, and Abdelrahman Kuku. Sometimes they go by different names, which is a bit of a struggle to follow Sudan. We have 4 possible candidates here. The first one, Imad Al-Sini, and then Al-Tayeb Abakar, Mohamed Musa, and Muhammad Kesra. So 7 candidates there. For left backs, a definite candidate in Captain Bakit Kamis, and then a likely candidate in Ahmed Tabanja. Over to the right side, no definite candidate here, but 2 likely candidates. The first one, Awad Zaid, and the second one, newcomer Yasser Awad Boshara. Defensive midfielders, we have a likely candidate in Salah Adel, and 3 possible candidates, Abu Agla Abdallah, Amar Tayfour, and Mohammed El Rashid. And then 1 central midfielder, actually coded as an attacking midfielder, but fits better as a central midfielder during this period at least, Wali Al-Din Keder. Up we go to the attacking end of the midfield, and we begin with left attackers. We've moved forward Saif Terry over here, but he does play as a forward almost as much as a left attacker. We have a likely candidate in Abo Aissa, and he plays on the right side as much as on the left side. And possible candidate Musa Ali Hussein there. On the right side, we have a definite candidate in Al Jazoli Nu, and then three possible candidates: Yasir Muzmel, Mohammed Adam, and Mazin Fadul Al-Bali. Up to central attackers, well, we moved a couple of players from here, but we have a definite candidate in Abdel Razik Omar, and that's all we have over here. And our last category is forwards. No definite candidate here either, but I should mention Saif Terry again because he does play here. We have two likely candidates in Mohammed Abdel Rahman and Mohammed Aissa. He's the brother of left attacking midfielder Abo Aissa. And then we have a possible candidate with newcomer John Mano. That's the squad we're looking at. Let's talk about any big names off the squad. Really no big names. Probably the biggest name is the central defender Salah Neymer. He was captain of the team in 2021, and he did play up to October of 2024, but seems to be off the squad now. He's only 33 years old, though, so there is a chance of him coming back in, especially with the abrupt changes that Sudan makes to their squad. Next is our review of injuries. Well, we aren't aware of any injuries. It's possible that the reporting isn't that good, and that the websites just don't know of any injuries, but there's no injuries reported. So we have nothing to talk about in this section. Closing thoughts? Well, they had a bad FIFA Arab Cup in 2021, at the end of 2021. And yes, there were some humiliating results. They responded to that by firing the whole squad and the manager. Maybe I'm putting it too dramatically. They fired the manager and replaced many of the players on the squad. So players who were expected to appear in the African Cup didn't, and new players were brought in. The long term of that is that the experienced players came back, and most of the new players didn't last long on the team. Here they got knocked out at the group stage in the December 2025 African Cup. Less humiliating result. In fact, they did well to tie Algeria in one of the games. But still, we do see a lot of abrupt changes just before the tournament. And, that can't be a good thing. So I'm a bit concerned about those October games where, in a sense, they kind of did the same thing, didn't rely on the players that got them here, but rather bringing in new players that are inexperienced. All right, that is my closing thoughts. Let's finish by previewing part 2 of the mediacast. We're going to produce that when the preliminary and final squads are selected. I can see already that some teams are not producing preliminary squads, so we may have just final squads. We will highlight any notable non-selections. That would probably be like the likely or definite candidates that we put on the list here today. We'll highlight any surprise inclusions and new players. We'll give you information on the new players. Any updates on injuries, those would be new injuries since we don't have any to keep an eye on here. And one of the things we do in part 2 is our spotlight review, where we predict the starters. And for that, we rely on some of the games that have been played between the end of October and the start of the Cup. So looking forward to part 2. I hope you are too, and I hope you join us for that. But that brings us to the end. I'm just trying to get the graphic right. Brings us to the end of our look, part 1 of Sudan's players. See you next time.
We would like to thank Pixabay and Cold Fingers for the wonderful music used in this mediacast. The title of the piece is Eid Mubarak.